Hi guys, it's Morgan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about episode 7 of season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. Now, if you haven't seen the episode, there will be spoilers in this review, so stop watching if you don't want to be spoiled. So, here's my review of episode 7 of season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. I was proud of Karen when, even as Fisk was strangling her, she told him that he took it too far last night and he knows it and the city knows it too. And when Fisk told Karen that she had one phone call and to choose wisely, I was wondering if she was going to call Matt. But we never saw who Karen decided to call. It was funny seeing Mr. Charles try to explain himself when Jessica confronted him. But that scene did confirm that Luke Cage was one of the people who took Mr. Charles's offer, since Mr. Charles told Jessica that he was the only one who could connect her to Luke. And Mr. Charles also told Jessica that Fisk was going to go after Governor Marge, and it made sense when Matt asked Jessica if she believed Mr. Charles, since until a minute ago he was working for Fisk. And Jessica told Matt that she didn't believe anything Mr. Charles said, but Fisk going after Governor Marge checked out. I was also really happy to see Cherry again, and that he updated Matt on what was happening with Karen. It was a nice moment when Daredevil told Poindexter that he needed to forgive him for all the people that he killed, but that he wasn't doing it for Poindexter, he was doing it for those people. Also, when Daredevil told Poindexter that he had the thing Poindexter could do for his one good deed, I thought that it was going to be for him to break Karen out of jail, but since Brett was able to give Karen a few minutes to talk to Daredevil, it clearly wasn't that, and we found out later that it was to save Governor Marge, and Poindexter did. Even though, like I've said before, I don't support Fisk, it was a sad scene when Fisk and Heather were talking, and it was nice that Heather wanted to check on him to see how he was doing, but I was wondering how Fisk knew that it was Heather who took one of Vanessa's earrings, since in the beginning of the episode we saw him looking at Vanessa's jewelry and he saw that one of the earrings was missing, but there was no evidence that Heather was the one who took it, but somehow Fisk knew. The only reason I could think is that maybe Buck saw Heather take the earring and he told Fisk. But while Heather was in the process of apologizing, Fisk made it clear that she didn't need to apologize and he gave her the other earring. I understood why Daniel was upset about everything that BB's been doing, and he was right when he told BB that if he didn't turn her into Buck, then Buck would come after him, then BB, then Daniel's mom, and everyone Daniel cares about. So it was good when Daniel told BB that he knew a safe house that they could go to. But since Daniel texted the address to Buck, it was obvious that he was lying to BB, and he did plan to turn her in. But after Daniel took BB to the place he told Buck they would be, and BB realized what Daniel was doing, she asked Daniel if this was really the person he wanted to be, and Daniel realized that it wasn't, and he let BB go and told her not to tell her where she was going. I loved seeing how everyone reacted when Matt walked into Karen's trial as Kirsten's co-counsel, since it had been the first time he'd been seen in public in a long time. I also loved when Kirsten was told that there wasn't a jury she needed to perform to, and she said, "Are you sure about that?" Since the trial was being televised, so the people watching were the jury, and they would have opinions about what was going to be revealed. And after the trial was over for the day, Matt and Kirsten realized that the anti-vigilante task force agents weren't leaving, and Matt and Kirsten left out a back door with a police escort. But then the anti-vigilante task force agents came after them. But luckily, even though Matt was wounded, Cherry, Kirsten, and Angie all survived. Karen and Heather were clearly trying to hurt each other based on each of their relationships with Matt, but it was pretty extreme when Heather started slapping Karen after Karen told her that Vanessa had Foggy killed. But I did notice Muse in the window, so at this point I would be really surprised if my theory that Heather is going to become the new Muse doesn't come true. I also really liked that while Matt was praying, we saw Jessica walking into the church, which shows that she changed her mind about staying to help, since she previously said that she had done everything she wanted to do and was going to go home. Now, I didn't watch this episode the night it came out, so I was actually spoiled about Daniel's death, because the day after the episode came out, I opened Instagram, and the first post I saw was from Michael Gandolfini, who plays Daniel, and it was clearly a goodbye to the show post. To be fair, Daniel dying isn't a complete surprise to me, since I mentioned in some of my season 1 reviews that I had the feeling he was at risk of dying just because he was working for Fisk. So even though it didn't happen until season 2, I thought it was a possibility. Thanks for watching, guys! If you saw the episode, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. And if you want to see my previous Daredevil Born Again reviews, check out the playlist. And if you want to see my review for the Season 2 finale of Daredevil Born Again, or any of my other future videos, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!